going to GT Motorcycles to see what motorcycles there are and to see what we find.
When I'm blue, I think of you in your eyes, how they look at mine, so kinda like that. You slow down time and everything's just fine. I was ocean swimming with just wishful thinking of my.
GT Motorcycles, and look at all the motorcycles you are greeted. You got everything from Kawasaki to Yamaha to Ducati here in this county, and there's a lot to see. Let's go and have a look. So this is a Kawasaki GPZ 900R. So this was the Kawasaki superbike of the day, and for its time it was quite advanced because this was one of the first inline-4 superbike engines to be liquid cooled, and Kawasaki worked very hard on making this a compact race engine but with liquid cooling. So you notice Kawasaki are using the race engine as a stress member, which is amazing. You only have a front disc because that was the race technology at the time, and then look at that, so that's some pretty advanced forks for her time in red. That's very 80s, that is, the styling. Look at that for an engine. Anniversary. So this is a Kawasaki Z900 naked bike, inline-4, 900 cc's. It's a very good balance between decent fuel economy and really good power and torque. LED lights are standard. You've also got anti-lock brakes with dual front discs. Nissan monoblock caliper, so that's quite good, quite powerful caliper. And love the green frame. Very Kawasaki, that is, the green frame. You've got a TFT display, which is really good, and you've got things like cruise control on a naked bike, so that's pretty useful. And you've got different traction control modes to choose from how much you want the traction control to intervene. It's a good looking naked bike, really good looking naked bike. But there's no wind protection on something like this, so if you're looking for wind protection, then you are wasting your time. This is quite an agile naked bike, and you've got this kind of matte paint finish on the Z900 now. Unless you're going for the SE edition, then you get a different colour scheme. But lovely naked bike. This is quite an interesting bike from Suzuki. This is a Suzuki Sport Tourer. It's their take on something like a Ninja SX 1000. Brembo front calipers, so they're quite powerful. And yeah, in red, the paint finish is quite good. It's quite smooth. Inline-4, fuel injected. Quite a bit of power, quite a bit of torque. So these are roughly 150 brake horsepower standard. It does have its factory exhaust, so it is quiet. But yeah, you can see it's quite a different take, isn't it, compared to a Kawasaki. So, you know, Kawasaki, the engine is more compact, more lighter, but this is a lot more, I think this is a bit more analog. It's a bit more analog, this Suzuki. But lovely paint finish. You've got quite a big tank as well. And then you're treated to things like a TFT display. You do have cruise control as standard, which is wicked on a sport tourer, because that is a must. And very comfortable. You've got a lot of wind protection thanks to those panels, and a decent screen, TFT. So this is quite interesting. This is a Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX, so Kawasaki Sport Tourer. You can see how the engine design is more compact compared to the Suzuki. And what this is replicating is the 80s colour scheme. But you've got monoblock calipers, so very powerful brakes. LED lights are standard, LED indicators, so lots of modern electronics. The paint finish is fantastic. The lacquer is really smooth, and you've got adjustable rear spring. These are very fast sport tourers. So you've got 140 brake horsepower, a lot of torque, and these are rapid. You will overtake everything with ease. You want to overtake everything because you gain on everything so quickly, and you got a lot of wind protection. So thanks to the panels, also thanks to the screen, and you do get TFT. You do get cruise control, which is brilliant. That's your start switch there. TFT is a fairly generous size. Tank, beautiful, love the shape, and the handlebars are slightly sporty because they have a slight kink to them, but mostly straight, so very comfortable for long distance. And you've got your grab rails for your pillion, and again LED light at the back as well. Wonderful sport tourer. So this is the Kawasaki Versys 650. This is a very good balance between good fuel economy, decent power and decent torque for a touring adventure bike by Kawasaki. LED lights are standard, which is wonderful. LED indicators. I love the design from Kawasaki. It's a lot more elegant. It's a lot more beautiful with the new styling and the new shape. You don't get monoblock calipers, you get standard Nissan calipers. They are fairly good. Anti-lock brakes are standard. Twin cylinder, liquid cooled engine, so quite reliable. And yeah, this is quite comfortable for doing a lot of distance on, thanks to the aerodynamics, shape of the panels, decent windscreen. And you do get things like a small TFT display, and standard things like lights, indicators. You do also get some extra ports down here, which is interesting. Start button, and a very comfortable seat. So yeah, these are good bikes for doing distance on, and thanks to those fairings you won't get any buffeting. So good adventure tourer. Say hello to Kawasaki Superbike. This is the ZX-10R for 2015. You got massive Brembo discs and calipers, really powerful. Showa suspension on the front. The paint finish is super smooth. The lacquer looks fantastic. LED lights integrated into the headlight. the mirrors for aerodynamics, and yeah, it is just exotica. It's beautiful, stunning from every angle, sensational. Nearly 200, so 208 brake horsepower with the ram air and a lot of torque. So you are, the only way to describe this is you are on a warplane. You're on a jet fighter of the road and the racetrack. Brembo front master cylinder. TFT display as standard, so that's really good. And cruise control on a super bike. Useful. Very, very agile. Electronic steering dampener by Öhlins, which is fully automatic. And rear seat cowl, because again, this is super bike. The only negative is once you go back here, is you go acrobatic. Lovely. There's no removable baffle, because it's Euro 6. But yeah, what a super bike. So this is the Kawasaki ZX6R. This is Kawasaki Super Sport in racing colours. LED lights as standard. You do also have monoblock calipers by Nissan, so they are quite powerful. This is a 600cc race bike. So what this means is that you effectively have quite a fast race bike where you're riding more at the normal sort of speeds that you can do on the road, but still very fast bike. Integrated indicators for aerodynamics, inline 4, slipper clutch, so you can just dump the clutch when you want to without worrying about locking the rear wheel. And Nissan master cylinder, TFT as standard, so which is really good. And Showa front forks, so very good forks. You don't get things like cruise control. That's for the ZX10R Superbike. But you do get rear seat cover, which is really good, and it is beautiful, gorgeous from every angle, which is fantastic. And wow, like it. What an awesome race bike. So this is the Kawasaki Ninja 1100 SX. This is the latest sport tourer from Kawasaki. Really nice how you've got Brembo front calipers, so you've got a lot of stopping power. Showa front and rear forks. Kawasaki green looks wonderful. Loves the metallic as well. We can actually see the metallic sparkle in the paintwork. Quite fast. This is quite a fast sport tourer. Very capable. Look at that, you have an Öhlins rear shock. Alright. Different colour scheme as well. This is the SE edition. So, colour scheme is a lot more bright, a lot more interesting, a lot more beautiful in the SE version. And you get things like slipper clutch as standard, nice wheels as well, really good rear brake, and cruise control. Different fuel maps to choose from. Heated grips as standard, TFT display. So you got a lot of good equipment, a lot of good tech on there. Thank you. But yeah, what a sport tourer. So this is the Yamaha R1 Superbike in anniversary colours from Yamaha. Looks really interesting, very sharp, very pretty. You've got monoblock calipers as standard, so lots of braking power, gold forks and gold wheels, an anniversary edition. And 200 brake horsepower and all that torque. So the only way to put it is you are riding a warplane, you're riding a jet fighter on the road and the racetrack, but missing its rear seat cam. But hey, the R1 Superbike makes a really distinctive sound, quite a sound this Superbike engine makes. Lots of aerodynamics, integrated indicators for aerodynamics again, and then TFT display. Although, do you see how it's sat in there? Yeah, it's quite, it's TFT is quite far in the cockpit, but there must be a reason why Yamaha did that. You even, no, I don't think you do get cruise control, no. But you've got different fuel maps to choose from, different traction control settings to choose from. But yeah, what a Superbike. This definitely stands out. Nice touch with the gold on the Yamaha. This is the Kawasaki Ninja H2 SX. This is Super Tourer from Kawasaki. You got massive monoblock brakes, so lots of stopping power. LED lights are standard, cornering lights are standard, and the main thing is that Kawasaki engine. It is the only supercharged engine in a motorcycle in production. So you've got over 200 horsepower, lots and lots of torque, and this is an absolute missile in Kawasaki green. Kawasaki green does stand out. I love the metallic fleck in it as well. You can actually see in the sunlight. And then beautifully shaped seats. And then you get lots of tech, so you get things like cruise control standard, heated grips are standard, massive TFT display, keyless ignition, beautiful fuel tank, Brembo front caliper. So a lot of good things going for this, but the only negative is the weight. This is a heavy Super Tourer, which is the only negative. And whether you like this, whether you like the looks, I would get on with it fine, but not everybody would. And this is a good fed 650cc motorcycle from Kawasaki. LED lights as standard, LED indicators, so that's really good. You do get anti-lock brakes as standard, and twin cylinder, so this is a really good balance between good fuel economy, decent power and decent torque in a fed bike. So you got pretty good wind protection, little buffeting, which means riding this and doing some decent distance is going to be comfortable. This is not a ZX6R Super Sport, so you notice the handlebars are fairly straight, they're fairly comfortable. You do get a TFT, which is pretty cool on a 650cc bike, and it looks good. Wheels look good, good suspension. This engine is tried and tested by Kawasaki, so it should be pretty reliable. The colour scheme looks really good, really interesting. Decent windscreen as well. I think these are less than 100 horsepower, but fairly easy to work on. Liquid cooled, so good refined engine, and 80s sort of graphics going on here, which look pretty cool, to be honest. For a 650cc bike, can't knock it. is GT
Life,
Motorcycles.
vision, drifting by.
It's a nice place to come and see
Until I found the
motorcycles, get your coffee,
lighthouse
tea,
in
anything,
your
food,
heart, shining like a
just a nice
beacon of
place.
bright star.
And yeah, GT Motorcycles have everything. Ducati, Kawasaki, Yamaha. And a place to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, so it's a nice adventure. Thanks for watching.
Until I found a lighthouse in your heart, shining like a beacon of bright stars. I was alive, but wandering far, until I found a lighthouse in your heart, guiding me out the dark.
Got nothing to drink at the moment.